All right, so I'm gonna probably do this video like every other week. And this is a video many people have done, and it is very difficult to do, okay? This is like explaining, how our solar system works simply, right? Like, somebody's like, man, how does the Earth and the Sun and the planets rotate and revolve around each other and the galaxies? Can you explain that real simple? And it's not simple. So anyway, we're going to talk about what is Bitcoin, okay? What is Bitcoin? Or, the larger question, what are cryptocurrencies? And Bitcoin is a cryptocurrency, but there's 9,000 cryptocurrencies out there, and Bitcoin was the first successful cryptocurrency, and a lot of cryptocurrencies are modeled after Bitcoin, but have yet to be able to improve upon Bitcoin, in their coin, okay? So I would consider, there's 9,000 cryptos out there, but to date, Bitcoin is the best one. It's not just about market share, it's about the way that it exists, right? The monetary policy. We're not going to get into all that, not yet, but we're going to talk about what it is, okay? So Bitcoin is, if you have Cash App, if you have Venmo, PayPal, Square, Zelle, if you have all these things, these payment processing applications, these networks that make it easy for you to send money to somebody else, even the U.S. banking system and whatnot. If you have these things, then you basically, Bitcoin is the same thing, right? It operates in the same kind of way. I want to send this amount to this person. That's it, okay? The difference is, unlike those other payment systems that I just mentioned, Bitcoin has never been hacked, which those payment systems have, especially the U.S. banking system. Even credit bureaus get hacked on a regular basis. But Bitcoin has never been hacked. Bitcoin has never had a moment of downtime, which you cannot say about those other systems. Visa, MasterCard, you can't say that about those. And Bitcoin is censorship resistant. And that's a big one, right? Which none of those other apps are censorship resistant. There's a central authority that can, reverse payments, block payments, etc. And this central authority has all of the control of the app, and they can do whatever they want. So if if Uncle Sam comes knocking and says, "Hey, y'all got to do what I say you got to do," are they really going to stand up for our freedoms and rising? Probably not. They'll probably be like, "All right, man, just keep it down. Come in the back door." You know what I mean? And we can do whatever you want, right? So censorship resistance is, for a lot of people, it's very attractive. That's why you have people like Michael Saylor, who owns MicroStrategy, buying $1 billion worth of, Bitcoin. Tesla or Elon Musk, I should say, buying $5 billion worth of Bitcoin, because once they buy it and it's there and it's in their wallet, no one can touch it except them. Nobody even knows that they have it. Nobody even knows what wallet it's in. So like a wallet is just like an account, right? Like you sign into your PayPal account, you have one account. And a wallet is just like that, except you can make as many accounts as you'd like, as many wallets as you'd like. And because they're not attached to your name or an email address or anything like that, then, you can just keep on making wallets and use a new wallet every day if you want, and that'll be totally fine. The network doesn't care. It's just going to assign you a new ID, So yeah, with those other platforms, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, I have to verify who I am. And, with Bitcoin, all I got to do is download an app. And there's hundreds of apps out there that use the same payment system called Bitcoin. And these apps are BitPay, my Electroneum wallet, Exodus wallet. There's hella of them out there. But that's essentially it. I want to send Bitcoin to this person, or I want to receive Bitcoin from that person. The same way you would punch in an ID for Cash App or PayPal or Venmo, same thing. There's literally no difference, okay? Except that the transactions happen much faster in terms of settling up. So, for example, you may have gotten a payment from somebody on Cash App or Venmo or whatever, and then you got the payment, but Venmo or the bank that the payment was supposed to come out of notifies Venmo 10 days later, 5 days later, whatever days later, that, this person that sent that money, they didn't have that money to spend. And so, we're going to need to take that money back now. But you've maybe already spent it or already did stuff with it. It creates this whole mess of confusion that at the end of the day isn't your fault. You know what I mean? But because our banking system is so archaic, it's so sluggish to move, it's so incompatible with the way the world works, this internet that governs the world finance system, there's these gaps in communication. And that, just the fact that the U.S. banking system or, the Western world banking system operates like that is the reason why PayPal is successful, Venmo is successful, all these things are successful. This is the whole reason why they can exist, is because the banking system sucks. Because if the banking system could do what PayPal could do, like why can't Bank of America do what PayPal does? And that's because it's a terrible system. It hasn't been changed because there's so many people making money on it, on the middlemaning, that, why change it, right? They don't have to change it for anything. And you're going to put your money in there anyway. And PayPal doesn't have the money, or didn't want to invest the money in creating these brick and mortar places where you could put your cash in, right? Or walk up to and cash a check or deposit a check into, right? They didn't do any of that. So you have this quagmire. You have this imaginary wall, right? And it's 40 feet high. And on one side of the wall, you got, the most technologically advanced payment systems on the planet. And on the other side of the wall, you have the people that hold the money in these very old, archaic systems that use vaults and stuff like that, right? And they don't want to marry each other. They can't marry each other because one wants to buy out the other, essentially, okay? So what you have is an opportunity for a payment system to exist where the control is relinquished. And, the owner of Bitcoin, or not the owner of Bitcoin, and nobody owns Bitcoin. No entity, no group, no person, no corporation, no bank, no military, no government owns Bitcoin. They can't control the network. The network was set in place in 2009 by Satoshi Nakamoto, and it began running, and then it never stopped running. And what's beautiful about that system is that it can never go down. The only way to make it stop is to shut down the entire internet completely, forever. And I don't think that's going to happen. This is why you have people adopting it today, is because there's no way to stop it. If there was a way to stop it, if they could squeeze on somebody to get them to turn it off, man, they would have did that a long time ago, but they can't. It's the big thing here. So that's what makes Bitcoin $60,000 and Ethereum 2,000, which is the next biggest coin. This is the reason for the price disparity, is because Bitcoin has no control. There's no figure. There's no nothing. And when I buy it, I own it, and nobody can take it away from me. So I hope this wasn't too confusing, but again, this is a vast, gigantic topic, and it's very difficult to put this into something simple. You didn't learn your ABCs in a day. You didn't learn your 1, 2, 3s in a day. Even if you had no idea what numbers were and you were 30 years old, it would probably still take you a while to remember all of them, and to even fathom the concepts of multiplication and division and, graph plotting and stuff like that. So, it's tough. I'm sorry. Okay, I try my best. This is as good as it's gonna get for now. I'll do this video again in a couple weeks. You can revisit it. But if you're thinking about getting into the market, I just had a conversation with a brother earlier, and he was thinking, he's just gonna kind of follow what I'm posting and whatnot. I said, look, the sad truth of the matter is, I urge you to do your research 100%. Don't buy a fraction of a penny's worth of anything without researching it, but you should hop to it because the price is just going to go up. It's just going to go up. And so, if you're going to spend $1,000 into crypto, you could spend it today and you might get, 2 million Satoshis. Or you could spend it in 3 months and you might get 300,000 Satoshis or 500,000 Satoshis. I don't know what it's going to be. I'm just saying, you're going to get the best bang for your buck the sooner that you buy. So yeah, that's it. Hope this was helpful. Maybe it wasn't. But I love you. All right, peace.